Yeah, DMX. He had his fleshly struggles. Sure he did. But he was a man of God. Oh yeah he was. Oh yeah he was. Wasn't afraid to pray. Wasn't afraid to say the name Jesus. He even led souls to Christ. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Some of you folk that's talking about DMX went to hell, you wish he went to hell. DMX ain't bit more in hell than a man on the moon. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Mm.
Just to answer the more personal questions, I know you constantly say that you feel like you're struggling with two different parts of yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and I was wondering if you feel like there's a part of yourself, like in terms of violent reactions or anything that you might have that's hard to control, that you're trying to like push down and suppress, because there is anger there, and that's your way of letting it out.
Not pushing them down, more like quieting them down, because there's the person who's been hurt who doesn't want to change, and there's the person who, because of me not being hurt anymore, that wants to change. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the side of me that's all scarred up, that's mad. It's like, fuck it, I don't care how much money y'all give me, I'm still pissed off.
Yeah.
And then there's the side of me that's like, you know, I'm so happy for all the change in my life that now I want to do something for other people. So those two people fight. It's hope and despair. They both fight. It's not like I'm just evil on one side and good on one side. It's just one side truly thinks that the world doesn't give a fuck.
Right.
And one side is just so blind to the world not giving a fuck that it just does all of this good shit.
Wow.
So they both help and hurt each other.
That's really interesting. I think, well, that's great, because I don't know, that sounds like a dilemma that is so common, you know, and I think the more you speak about it, the more helpful you'll be. Even if you do programs and stuff, the more you talk about your personal experience.
That's why I said I really do feel like my struggle is not just mine, it's a lot of people's. It might be a Gemini thing for me, but for somebody else it could be a spiritual thing, because that good and that bad that I was just talking to, that hope and despair I was just referring to, can be good and evil. It could be God and the devil. It could be heaven and hell. You know, it could be your good conscience and your bad conscience, but it lies within everybody.
What do you think?
Your mother, your father, whatever.
Do you think that, like, in general, do you think we're good at heart? Do you think we're like pure people by nature? Or you think we're cynical by nature?
I think we are cynical by nature. I think we were good at heart, our parents. But as a generation goes on, we become more and more.
But what about as people? Like, fundamentally, if all this shit was stripped away and everything in the world, every like modification, anything that's manifest, what if it was...
People are different. We are not one being. So on the one hand, some of us are good people, and some of us are naturally not.
But you strive for a pure heart.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you obviously think you're capable of it. I mean, if you want it, you know.
I think I'm good at heart. I think I have a pure heart.
You think some people are actually evil by nature?
Huh?
You think some people are evil by nature?
Yeah.
But the thing is, what you don't think that it might just be like with you, you know how you struggle with the evil and the good inside you, you don't think that it could just be that?
Oh, for sure, but by me not